Thank you for tuning in to Steel Table Guns. Today we're going to talk about a very unique rifle, the 1884 Springfield Trapdoor. Today we're going to talk about a really neat rifle. This is the 1884 Springfield Trapdoor, chambered in 4570, that replaced the 1865 Trapdoor. The 1865 Trapdoor emerged due to a need for a metallic cartridge service rifle. The Civil War musket rifle was converted into an 1865 Trapdoor by Erskine S. Allen. This modification of existing muzzle loaders introduced a hinge breech block that allowed the loading of a single 50-70 cartridge. In 1866, an improved version with upgrades paved the way for the ground-up version of the rifle, the model 1873. This new trapdoor was chambered in 4570 government cartridge. This is the cartridge right here. Pretty big bullet if you compared it to a 45 ACP. So you can see the difference in size. I can't imagine that bullet coming flying at me through the air. The new trapdoor was chambered in 4570 government cartridge and shot the 45 caliber bullet that I just showed you. The velocity of this bullet was 1,350 feet per second. The 1873 Trapdoor fought in wars against native tribes west of the Mississippi River. Most notably, the famous Battle of the Little Bighorn in June of 1876. The carbine versions of the 1873 rifle served the U.S. government well, but there was room for improvement. In 1884, a new model went into the service that included an enhanced rear sight design by the Ordnance Department LTC Delbert Buffington, aka Buffington rear sight, and that's referring to this right here. This was one of the big changes. The principal feature of the new sight was a rack and pinion style windage adjustment. The raised leaf had graduations from 200 to 1400 yards, and that is this right here. It's kind of hard to get up, but if I loosen this up, that right there allowed them to shoot out to roughly 1400 yards. Now, can you imagine shooting this bullet? It doesn't have a whole lot of velocity, so you would probably have to aim high to hit your target. That's why this ladder was so high. A new barrel band was added to accommodate the new sight so that it could lay flat in point blank position. That's this right here, so it could lay down and then they could aim with the rifle and lay it flat. The 1884 model stayed in production through 1892 when the U.S. began adopting the Craig-Jorgensen repeater in 30-40 Craig. However, the Springfield Trapdoor stayed in service with state militia units afterwards. During the Spanish-American War, this rifle saw action in Puerto Rico, Cuba, and the Philippines, which was used in what was known as the Philippine-American War. With a single shot by Robert William Billy Grayson of Company D, 1st Nebraska Volunteers, this model 1884, not this particular gun, but this model 1884 Springfield rifle, according to some history buffs, opened the conflict that started the era of the American imperialism and set the stage for increased U.S. influence on a global stage. There is a 32 5/8 inch barrel on this gun. The muzzle velocity on average is 1,315 feet per second. The rate of fire is 10 rounds per minute. So just imagine you having to load this which you lift that up and put your single shot bullet into it, close it, and pull the trigger back. 10 rounds per minute was the fastest that you could probably load this according to history. And the action is a hinged breech block that is case and hardened. That's this right here. You really can't see it because it's got a patina on it and because it's such an old weapon. But if you look at it closely, there is a kind of a, you can tell that it was case hardened. Has a color to it when that takes place, kind of a hue. Here's an interesting fact about the 4570 cartridge. This cartridge was invented in 1873. That is when the typewriter was invented. So some of you may be too young to know what a typewriter is, but if you pound on a keyboard on your phone or on a computer, well, that's where it originated from. So there's a little interesting history for you in regard to the round that this gun shoots. So I appreciate you tuning into the channel. We're going to take this out on my range here on my property, and we're going to shoot it, let you see how it's loaded, kind of how it operates. Definitely a great piece of history. Be sure to subscribe, be sure to like, and if you are able, please buy merchandise through the website at steeltableguns.com. Now's the fun part. We get to shoot this old gun from the 1800s. This gun has a safety on it when you load it. 1, 2, load. So I'm going to load it. Now it's ready. Hope you're having as much fun as me. We'll shoot one more and call it a day. Appreciate you tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe to my channel. I hope you enjoyed the history that we went over in the shooting of this old relic here. Be sure to go to my merch site and support the channel. God bless you.